My partner, when we started this, Brian Green, and I were working together, and we were playing men's league baseball in Southern California, which was fairly competitive. Some former pro players, college players, and amateurs that had played high school or not played at all, so full range, but definitely some talented guys. And we wanted to be as prepared as we were as athletes. That said, we had day jobs and were traveling the world at the time working. And my first attempt was to buy a two-wheel machine that I couldn't afford when I was growing up. Now I had the money, I could afford it, but I had a new problem that I found, which was nowhere to use it. Even though I'd volunteered with high schools and other programs, we just couldn't find fields that we could use it on. Either we were hitting the ball too far and could potentially damage cars or property or hit people, or just couldn't get on fields at all. We'd heard of these smaller ball machines or other wiffle ball machines and looked around, played around with a few, and we came across one that seemed to solve a lot of the problems that most pitching machines have, things like the feeder jamming, being able to use it on your own, being able to use it in small space. So we worked with the engineer who took a bunch of our ideas, put those in the machine, and then at the point where my partner and I were able to spend some more time on a side project or hobby, and we're able to bring it to market. The problem we were trying to solve, it was personal in many ways, but again, through relationships of guys that were professional, we knew the challenges that they faced. I've said this several times over the years. If I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and give myself one of these in the mid-'80s. When I was a kid, if I could have had one of these things, I think it would have been incredible in terms of velocity training. So we had an engineer in San Diego, and he was literally making them in his garage. He had probably took up about half his space. He had various jigs because, again, majority of the parts at that point were handmade. So we were either pressing them, punching them, hand cutting them, working on various saws, belt sanders and whatnot to refine the parts that we were making. But yeah, in the early days it was literally out of the garage. And the business side was, on my side, was actually out of a garage as well. But I do remember back in the day, selling a machine any given day was something that we were very excited about. I do know that when Brian and I would go out to a park or a field, we would always sell one or two or three machines. One of the things I've been most proud about, and I had no context because, while running this, I'd previously been in other areas of work, so this is my first retail business that I've run. And our return rates of less than 1%, I'm told, are unheard of. And so in 23 we were at 0.67%, in 24 we were just over 0.8%. Pretty unheard of, and it really speaks to the quality of the product, and when people get it, their ability to transform the reps that they're getting from a few to a lot, and then ultimately their performance on the field.